Alright guys, let me just show you one of the most popular exercises in the gym that makes absolutely no sense if you want to build your lats. Let me just show that to you and then I'll explain why you should change this exercise for a different exercise. Okay, so let me explain why this is one of the worst ways to train your lats in the gym. It's not the worst of the worst. Different variations of this exercise are much worse, but this one is pretty crap. Okay, so the reason why the dumbbell row is such a bad exercise for the lats, because our lats were not designed to pull this way. The muscle that's responsible for this movement here is the rear delt, right? So when you're doing dumbbell rows, you're mostly doing a rear delt exercise. There is some participation from the lat, obviously, because your lats attach up here. So at some point around here, it becomes all rear delt, but there is some contribution from the lat. But that is not the best way to train your lats. Your lats were designed to pull in this way, probably because when we were monkeys, we would hold on to branches up in trees and pull ourselves from branch to branch. But if you were to pull yourself over a monkey bar or a wall, the way you would naturally pull is like this and down and over, right? This is the natural motion of the lat. This is the natural motion of your rear delt. There's always some participation from other muscles when you do an exercise. But let's get this straight. Dumbbell rows work the rear delt. Even if the dumbbell row works the rear delt, it's not a particularly good exercise for the rear delt because the strength curve is all wrong, right? When you're at the bottom of the exercise, there's not enough load. When you're at the bottom of the exercise, your rear delt is very long, so therefore strong. At that point, because you're parallel with gravity, there's no load on the rear delt. And as you come up to the top, you become perpendicular. This is the lever that works the rear delt, right? Your rear delt moves this lever here, your upper arm bone. When you get to the top, there's too much load. You're perpendicular with gravity. So basically, the strength curve is all wrong. What you would want is it to be heavy here and lighter as you come up and your muscle fibers shorten. So that's why the dumbbell row is a terrible exercise for your lats and for your rear delts. When most people do the dumbbell row, you'll see them come up and they'll do this kind of motion here. That motion there, this motion here, is mostly done by the traps and the rhomboids. And it's not a very good way to train your traps and rhomboids. It's not terrible. It's definitely better than the way it trains the lat and the rear delt. But still, if you're gonna target your rhomboids and your traps, you'd be better off doing a different exercise and targeting them specifically to get maximum return on investment. Another reason why the dumbbell row is such a poor exercise is the seated one. Not seated, but the one where I'm kneeling on the bench is not even the worst version of the exercise. Any version of this exercise where I'm standing and I'm hinging and I'm pulling like this, not only is it a poor exercise for my lats and my rear delts, but also suddenly my lower back is involved. And the strain on my lower back can be quite high and it can be quite a high risk maneuver and one worth avoiding definitely if you want to build your lats.